Hey guys, good morning. We finished filling up those anchor bolt wells, and we cranked down on those anchor bolts on top of our dock washers, on top of our new sill plates that we ran. And what we're working on now is there was some rot along the edge. The rim was rotted. The floor joists all were in decent shape, considering not too much happening there. But so where the old shoe was, the subfloor went underneath there, but not the hardwood floor didn't go under. So what we got to do is we got to make that solid, because our new wall is going to be built up from that edge. So we're going to cut back and refill it with fresh solid wood. You can see we put the rim back on. You can see all of our shims here that we had ran, because what we did was we ran the transit on the corners, and we set them all the corners equally, and we ran lines, and then we shimmed to the lines so everything's straight and flat. So then we added some more joists in here, because around the edges where it was parallel with the joist, the framers never had joists there. Probably just the way they framed it back in the day. They didn't, they had 2x4 walls on this thing, so they were sitting on the outside rim. But we have 2x10 walls on these sides, and we want support, so we ran in some new floor joists at the perimeter for support. There you can see all fresh lumber there, and fresh rim all the way around, so it's nice and solid. And then we're going to come in here and cut back all the rotted stuff, or whatever's not structural. We're going to take out and put fresh lumber in there, so when our new shoes come on for the first floor walls, we got some support. Anyways, you can see all of our new work. And all those corners are laced in, by the way. One would go that way, and then one goes across this way, then one goes across that way. So it's solid. But you can see we got to replace some boards. That's where the bathtub was. So we'll just cut back to a floor joist and fill it in. We got to fill it in with 1.5 inches. So it's got to be 2 layers of 3/4 inch plywood. Anyways, I'll splice on to this. But anyways, you can see we got some nice ceiling height down here now. I mean, this thing here, this was here before. Now we got some room down here. One thing about if you're going to try to finish off a basement is make sure you got some ceiling height. The last thing you want to be in a basement, if you're going to be down here, is feel like something's coming down on your head. Feel claustrophobic. That's not a good thing. And grade ain't too high on here, so we're not like we're really below grade. We got grade less than halfway up here in the front and open in the back, so it's kind of like a space that's tucked halfway in the ground. And there's really not water issues here, although we're going to dig out the grate and re-waterproof the block and re-insulate the block on the exterior. So anyways, that's where we're at. And then we were discussing some details, and my dad had some really good ideas on some columns we have to run down this wall, steel, because we're flying up in the air with a header. We got flying headers up there that hold up the second floor, half the first floor wall, second floor, and then the second floor walls and roof. So there's a lot of load coming down. So we got a series of tube columns that come down this wall and sit on top of the existing footings, the spread footings. And then at the same time, for lateral strength, my father wants to tie through the block and plate washer the block and give strength to the block wall, give lateral support to the columns, because these are going to be flying up above, holding some headers sitting in no man's land, so it needs lateral support in every direction. So he wants to tie back into this block wall with through bolts. And then we're going to obviously have base plates at the bottom, and that's going to tie into the slab and down to the footing. And you'll see we'll have beam pockets up top holding the beams strong. We got some really nice paralams for that, stranded paralams, 5¼ by 16 inch. So there's some beefy stuff because it's holding up 2 floors of weight. It was about 60,000 pounds it's holding up on that half of the house. So anyways, maybe we'll splice this to a couple videos and you can see that process. But for now, we're going to fill in this perimeter with some solid wood so our shoe has something to sit on, something to screw to. And that's it for now. Till the next one, guys. Be safe.